right, welcome back to the Fixtures Podcast, Season 2. We got renewed for another season by ourselves.
We did it, boys.
I am joined today by via the internet by Mark Nao.
Yes, sir.
And Nikki Erdman.
Hello.
Who is very quiet. Let me adjust your volume there, bud. So, all right. So we're back. New season. Liverpool are Premier League champions. We did it. I've spent the last 4 months, 2 months, however long it's been celebrating. So that's why we couldn't make any podcasts. Yep, that's totally why. Also quarantine and all that business, and getting us going remote has been proven a bit difficult. But we're back. We're here. And it's working. It seems to be, at least. Hopefully you're hearing this. So we're going to kick things off with kind of a preseason show, as well as the week one. And also, I think at the top here, we need to talk about the end of last season. And, of course, Liverpool coming in first place. And is there any closing remarks you guys want to have about the, the 2019-2020 season?
I don't like Bruno Fernandes.
Arsenal.
No, I like Bruno Fernandes. I don't like the rest of United.
What about Donny Van de Beek?
Oh, I mean,
No,
we're talking about 2019-2020.
We're talking about last season.
Arsenal suck.
Okay, well, we did win the FA Cup, so against Chelsea. So,
Okay, that was like the worst referee game I've ever seen in my life, though.
have you ever seen the video of Robin van Persie getting a second yellow? Okay, never mind. We're not gonna go into this.
Okay, well, and that's all we have to say about last season. So this season, we welcome to the Premier League fold the likes of West Brom, Fulham, and Leeds United.
Finally.
16 years, was it?
Yeah. 16.
So how do we feel about these three new teams coming up?
I don't want to watch Village ball.
I don't really. I think West Brom and Fulham are just going to be very boring. And then I think Leeds is actually going to be interesting, especially with the signing of Rodrigo and just some of the team they have already.
I do like how Scott Parker sets up Fulham.
Do you think any of these three teams stand a chance of staying up?
Leeds.
I think all three of them could.
All right, and we'll get to table predictions in a bit. But, yeah, I think there's some interesting stuff. I think definitely Leeds is the one that got my eye on as well. And interestingly enough, I think it's going to be an interesting relegation battle this year because Aston Villa stayed up last season. And
they just signed Emi Martinez.
And Sheffield United, of course, stayed up. So the two of the teams that, normally you see the ping pong of teams come up and then pretty much most of them go right back down. So seeing two of the promoted sides come up, obviously we saw, Watford and Bournemouth and that other team, Norwich, going down last year. And two of those teams obviously have been mainstays in the Premier League for a few years now. So I think it kind of puts the bottom of the table up into it's all free real estate, as they say. So who gets those relegation spots? So, all right, what do you guys think? Should we kick things off with our table previews, or should we? Yeah, let's kick things off with the table previews. All right, Nikki, since you talked first, Nikki, talk us through starting from the bottom to first place.
All right, in last place, I have Fulham. I don't know. I don't think Fulham can compete in the Premier League, to be honest.
They did so well last time, though.
Yeah, I know. I think they're gonna clinch relegation by Christmas.
That is not possible. I'm sorry, I might have coughed there, but
it's. I mean, if anybody could do it, it's Fulham.
Derby County.
In 19th, I have Southampton. Now, I don't really think Southampton is gonna go down, but I just really, really hate Southampton.
Why?
I've always hated Southampton.
Why do you hate Southampton so much?
I don't know. They're so boring.
They actually have a fairly good team this year.
And they have a good jersey this year too, but they're just so boring. I don't know. I
All
just
right.
hate Southampton, so I hope they go down. In 18th, I have West Ham just because don't think West Ham made enough changes over the summer. And I feel like their team last year wasn't good enough, and I felt like they narrowly scraped by. And I feel like this year they're not going to get so lucky because a lot of other teams made some good signings, and I feel like West Ham just didn't make like any.
But with a coach like David Moyes, how could they possibly get relegated?
And then in 17th, I have West Brom. I don't know. I think it's going to be close between West Ham and West Brom for that last relegation spot, in my opinion. I have a feeling it's going to be another close relegation battle because I just feel like a lot of the teams are like very even this year. Because like usually you could pick out 3 that you're like, oh, these 3 suck, but like I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of teams that are just seem very even on paper.
A lot of
we did
teams
say that about
suck.
Sheffield United last season, so.
I mean, yeah, and plus, I mean, yeah, there's the surprises too. So like, after West Brom, I have Burnley in 16th, Newcastle in 15th, Crystal Palace in 14th, Sheffield in 13th. I don't really think Sheffield's going to do anywhere near as good as they did last year. I think they'll stay up though. I think Villa's going to finish in 12th purely because of Emi Martinez.
Okay, I can see that. Emi Martinez was.
I mean, he was literally the reason why
a great acquisition.
Yeah, he was literally the reason why Arsenal didn't finish in the bottom 10.
Yeah. Well, also Leno, because like the whole first half of the season,
yeah,
when he
but
was
like
facing like 20 shots a game.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Okay, but after that, I have an 11th. I have Leeds. Leeds just looked really promising that first game, and also I think I don't know. I like Leeds' squads, and I like a lot of the additions they made. I really like their squad. I think they have a very talented squad, especially Calvin Phillips and Bamford and Rodrigo. In 10th, I have Brighton. I don't know. I don't know about that one. I just feel like Brighton's going to do pretty well this year. I just got a feeling. In 9th, I have Tottenham. I feel like Tottenham's just going to suck this year. It's kind of it. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I just don't feel like Jose Mourinho is a good fit as manager of that team. In 8th, I have Arsenal, just because Arsenal didn't do so hot last season. I think they're going to do better than they did last season, but I can't see them. I mean, I can see them finishing a lot higher, to be honest, but I don't know. It's just 8th seems like a fitting spot given all the teams that are up there. In 7th, I have Everton, simply because of James Rodriguez, pretty much.
Man, you are really saying one player is going to turn some of these teams around.
I don't know. I feel like Everton was lacking a big playmaker, and I feel like James Rodriguez is that player that they were like missing.
They did get a whole new midfield though, so.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like their midfield was their trouble spot, and now it's just
you forget the fact that Everton will always be Everton. And
I was gonna say, like, I've seen Everton.
How many times have they had a good window, and you're like, oh, Everton looks good this year, and then after 5 games, you're like, well, there's always next year.
It's literally like not allowed to say Everton looks good this year.
In 6th, I have Wolves. I think Wolves are going to do pretty well this year. They made some good signings here and there with Fabio Silva and everything. And I just really like Nuno. Nuno's really good as a manager, I think. And I think they have an overall good team. Ryan, did you hear that Diego Jota's probably going to go to Liverpool?
I did not hear that.
Romano,
which is
interesting. Just about 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, but like why?
No, so this is very breaking news.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't understand why they would do that though. I don't understand the point.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. Liverpool pretty much just said that they're only getting Thiago, and then they're pretty much done.
And then after Wolves in 5th, I have Leicester. Yeah, I think Leicester's probably going to do pretty similar to what they did last season, where they did good for at least like half the season, and then the second half just bottled it. 4th, I have United. I think United's going to do pretty well this season with Donny van de Beek, and I feel like they're kind of getting in the flow with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer now. But I don't know. They're still United, and they still have Harry Maguire starting center back. So
he went to Greek prison over the summer, so he might have learned some defending.
Some Mykonos. In 3rd, I have Liverpool. I don't know.
You're
Liverpool
wrong, but
not.
okay.
Liverpool's defending in that Leeds game was no short of shocking.
Don't
if
forget
I'm
when they
being
made
honest
2
with you.
mistakes.
I know that was
Against
awful,
Arsenal.
awful. That was awful defending, and I've been watching a decent amount of Liverpool like recently. Like the recent Liverpool games have just been terrible.
Yeah.
From their defense and their goalie. Even Alisson didn't play good versus Leeds.
Right, but Mo Salah did.
Yeah,
And
but I mean, you also
as
got.
long as we're scoring more goals,
There was
than the
also 2
opposition.
penalties that game, though. You got to keep that in mind.
Well, yeah, I mean, Mane and Salah always draw quite a few penalties just because they're fast
good.
and they're good.
No, but I mean, I think their defense looks just extraordinarily shaky, and I feel like having Leeds score 3 goals against you.
I think Leeds came to that game with something to prove, though.
They did, but I feel like if Leeds can score 3 against you, what can City do?
Well,
I hate to break it. I hate to break it to you, but it's not fun.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, their defense looked shocking.
Right, but it's also the first game of the season. Like,
I mean, still, I mean, you have the apparent best defender in the world on your team, and you just came off of a title-winning season, and your defense looks that bad. I guess they really did need Lovren.
He's the best defender in the world, so.
And did you see his goal for Croatia?
I think so.
That he had over the break. Oh my god, it was insane. In second, I have City. Yeah, I mean, I think City's going to do pretty well this year. I think
predictable.
Top 3 is going to be really tight. If I had to bet,
we have Chelsea first,
and then I have Chelsea in first. And I don't really think the only way I could see them actually getting first. I honestly think first and second could be a toss up between Chelsea and City. The only way I see Chelsea getting first is if Lampard can get the new transfers going and like get them working in the system correctly and how he wants them to and actually functioning. And not playing Kai Havertz in right wing.
I will say that Chelsea's new signing, the advertising board, played very well over the weekend. He really took that pass from Kai Havertz very well.
I mean, well, Kai Havertz had been at Chelsea for 3 days at that point.
And he forgets like how to pass to teammates?
No, I mean, he was also playing a role that he doesn't play right wing, and we were playing him right wing for some reason.
I mean, it's not like they put him in goal, man. I mean,
he had a lot of decent moments too. Like his positioning was really good, and he looked really natural on the pitch, apart from that pass. But
that was pretty shocking error, though.
I know it was bad, but I mean, he didn't really mess up too bad besides that one pass.
I don't know. I don't think any of the new Chelsea signings really looked very.
You didn't think Timo Werner looked good in that game?
No, not particularly.
He got us the penalty. Were you watching the game?
Yes, I did watch the game. Wasn't I? I was
Timo
watching
Werner
the game
was
with
insane.
you.
Did you see how fast? No, you weren't. I had class that day. I was by myself.
Oh no, I did watch the game. Sorry, no, that was Monday. Sorry.
No, dude, it was. Timo Werner was playing amazing. Did you see the runs he was making in behind? And the only reason he didn't really play as well in the second half is because he got hurt in the first half.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he was.
But he won that penalty by running past the defense and rounding the keeper, and then the keeper fouled him. I mean, he was playing amazing. Did you see how fast his acceleration is and how his control on the ball is? If they can just supply the ball like they were trying to, and like he wants them to, I mean, he's going to score so many goals off breakaways, dude.
All right, well, we shall.
I don't think you can be so quick to judge like new signings like that, especially Kai. Kai has been there for 3 days. Kai Havertz has been there for 3 days, and he started. I don't know why they started him. To be
honest. Sure. My point though is that there's just so many new signings in that team that I just worry that Chelsea team is just not gonna have an identity. I don't think they're gonna do poorly. I don't think they're gonna like finish like bottom of the table, but I don't know that they have the synergy to be title winning side just yet.
I don't know. If they can that's why I said first and second is a toss up because I think if Chelsea get that good synergy and get that flow going, they can. But I mean, if they can't find the stride or find the drive or whatever, I mean, it's gonna be a tougher season. But I also
think you're sleeping on Liverpool.
No, I don't think. I think
you're not even putting them in contention for first place just because Van Dijk had one game.
You're gonna be mad about Marks too.
I changed it up a little bit.
But no, I think once they play Kai in center attacking mid instead of right wing for whatever reason, like once Ziyech gets back, I mean Ziyech is going to be an insane addition to that team. Even in preseason, Ziyech was playing insane.
Reminding me, he signed too.
He's so good. He was by far the best signing that they made this summer, in my opinion.
All right.
But yeah, that's enough of me.
All right. Well, let's hand it over to Mark then.
All right, I'm gonna go a little quick on this one because yeah, I got Fulham finishing in last. Not that I don't think that this is gonna be a terrible season for Fulham. I think that this is gonna be a really close relegation race. So finishing last, yeah, okay, it hurts, but you won't be too far away from Palace, Villa. Oh, I just kind of spoiled the rest of my list. Okay, 19th, West Brom. I might have a personal bias against West Brom. Considering they beat us, I think, on the last day of the season, 2017, because they got a stupid handball call for a penalty, and I'm still mad about that. Also, because I don't really like the way that, I mean, it's kind of just Stoke City, but, with even worse players somehow. That's the way that Bilic is kind of setting up in the Premier League, is what I'm going to assume. 18th, I've got West Ham. I don't know why, but they're still in the Premier League. And they've made 0 signings, and the signings that they do make are always extremely short-sighted and just not good at all. I mean, they bought Hilaire for 45 million, who proceeded to score like 5 goals and get injured. They have Felipe Anderson rotting on the bench. I don't know. It's not looking too great for them. And they haven't been linked with like anyone this season either, or this summer. 17th, I've got Palace. I think Zaha, I know he scored at the weekend, but I think he's going to be disinterested again, just like last season. They're not going to go down. Big Roy Hodgson is a specialist in staying up, but, it's not going to be pretty. 16th, I've got Villa. I like how, okay, so they just tied down Jack Grealish to a new contract, which is going to be pretty. I mean, he's been linked with United all summer, so it's great that they tied him down for another 5 years. They got Emiliano Martinez, who obviously had an amazing run of form at the end of the season for Arsenal. They've got I think they made another signing. I can't think of it for the life of me, but
I have breaking news
yeah.
from our source of
News.
Swansea information.
Swansea information. Okay.
Who is our source of Swansea information?
Connor Sullivan just pulled up to my house, and I was talking to him for a second, and he said that we are sleeping on Swansea this season, and that Wilfred Boney is going to go nuts.
2018.
Okay.
All right. So number 15, Brighton Hove Albion. I think Graham Potter. I mean, I really like how he sets up Brighton. Maupay's gonna do even better than he did last season. I know he injured Leno, so I still hate him. But Maupay's gonna do well. They got Tariq Lamptey this summer. Even just in the first game, he looked amazing. So he's one to watch out for. Glenn Murray is 40 now, I think. I don't know why I brought that up, but I did. 14th, I've got Southampton. I know a lot of people are predicting them to finish higher, but I don't know. They had a purple patch of form, and then now I don't think they're gonna do as well. Like, it's not anything on Hasenhüttl. I think it's just their players are not top 10 quality or whatever. Yeah. 13th, I've got Leeds. Honestly, I don't really know much about this Leeds team. I don't really know much about any of the teams that are coming up. I did watch all of their games at the weekend, but that's obviously not enough to tell you, how they were in the championship and how they will do in the Premier League.
I really like Luke Ayling.
He didn't stand out too much.
I don't know. I think he's really good.
the weekend. Dallas had that nice assist for
Well, we'll talk
Jack
about the
Henderson.
games through the week.
Yeah.
in a
Yeah, and
bit.
then
Let's get through the tables first.
yeah. So 12th, I've got Newcastle. I know a lot of people are saying like Steve Bruce is terrible and they're gonna go down and everything, but like their squad is, to me, an actually Premier League quality squad, and I don't care that they have Steve Bruce. I think that that squad could probably do the same thing it does under any manager. I mean, they just got Callum Wilson. That's a good acquisition. They also got Ryan Fraser, probably a less good acquisition. But time will tell. 11th, I've got Sheffield United. I don't think they're going to do as good as last season. During the run-in, they really dropped off. I mean, I think they were 6th for most of the season. They finished like 9th. Like they were below Arsenal, below Spurs. Yeah, I don't think they're going to have a bad season by any means. Just not going to be like, top 10. And then 10th, I've got Burnley, the modern day Stoke. I don't know. It's just Burnley. Like they're never going to go down unless, like Sean Dyche walks.
Back to what
But
you said about Ryan Fraser. Ryan Fraser did score on his Newcastle debut, by the way.
No, it was Wilson and Hendrick.
He didn't play that game.
Who?
Ryan Fraser.
Oh,
He
yeah, I
played in the
know.
Carabao Cup
Oh,
2 days ago, and he scored.
okay. Well, I personally, yeah, I don't know. I just don't like Ryan Fraser. The
Fraser.
way he moped around the pitch after not getting his Arsenal move last season, kind of, you know, didn't look good to me.
Fair.
But yeah, back to Burnley. I don't know. They're just gonna float mid-table until Sean Dyche leaves, or until the owners actually invest. Other than that, yeah, no, they're just gonna be finishing mid-table every season. Ninth place, I've got Leicester. This isn't anything against the Leicester squad. It's against Brendan Rodgers. Brendan Rodgers is like a specialist in failure. I mean, he literally dive bombed Leicester from 2nd to 5th in like during the post lockdown. Like, I don't know. And then he bottled the league title with Liverpool. The only thing he couldn't bottle was the Scottish Premier League title with Celtic. And if you can bottle that, yeah. But he didn't, thankfully. But 8th, I've got Spurs. I don't know. I mean, they play so negatively under Mourinho. I mean, they're not like, they have like Lo Celso, they have what's his name, Kane, they have Son, they have players that are really good in attack, and they just signed Matt Doherty, which is an amazing addition, but I don't like the way Mourinho is. I mean, there's a negative aura about the club. They don't play pretty soccer right now. I don't know. 7th, I got Everton. I mean, they got a whole new midfield. They got Allen, Doucouré, and James Rodriguez, along with, they might be playing, Angel Gomez. I mean, this was a great window for Everton. And yes, I have just cursed Everton to finish 10th by saying that, but I don't care. I mean, Carlo Ancelotti and his one eyebrow, I trust him. I don't know about you guys, but 6th, I've got Wolves. They're about to lose Jota, according to Fabrizio Romano. I don't know if that's true yet, but it might happen. They've already lost Matt Doherty. They have made a couple signings more for the future, but still, I don't know. I like Wolves. They're not going to do terribly. They're not going to do perfectly. They don't have the Europa League fixture congestion that they did last season, which will help them out. But now they have just the general fixture congestion that everyone has. So because this is slightly, it's the same amount of games, but less time for the season. 5th place, I got Arsenal. I don't think they can get top 4. I mean, we didn't get Awar. I mean, we might still get Awar. With Awar, or Party, could possibly get top 4. At the moment, also, we don't really have a backup goalie. If Leno gets injured, we might have to play Matt Macy in goal, which would be pretty terrible. So yeah, and defense is really young. I think Tierney's like 23, Gabriel's like 22, Saliba's 19, and Bellerin is 25. Like, it's a defense for the future. So it's not going to be great this season. Might not be great next season, but in time. 4th place, I've got United. I think Bruno Fernandes will well, score a bunch of penalties. I'm kidding, but and then I've got Chelsea in third. It's gonna take time for this Chelsea team to mesh, and when they do, they're gonna look amazing. Like I think Chelsea's gonna look really, really good this year, which kind of annoys me, but oh well. Second, I've got Liverpool. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be like that 2 seasons ago when it was 98 to 97 points. It's gonna be like that. I think either one. I think any of Chelsea, Liverpool, or City could win the league this year. I'm gonna tip City to do it because I tip City to do it every year, and they do it almost every year. So And then first, City. I don't have much to say about that. It's just Man City.
You're wrong, but that's okay.
At least I said second.
All right. Well, I mean, at least you didn't try to put Arsenal first. So
I would, but yeah, I would not do that.
never, never say never.
Yeah.
All right.
I would just like to interrupt real quick with some breaking news that just hit.
Swansea staying, please.
No, Gonzalo Higuain just went to Inter Miami.
Yeah, that was a
that
few
was
hours
like
ago,
breaking.
but-
That was like breaking news like 2 weeks ago.
What? I don't know. It was 6 hours ago. It was confirmed, right? Come on.
All right. Well, the rumor started 2 weeks ago. Thought everybody knew that by now. All right. Here's my table. I'm gonna go fast. We got Fulham, West Brom, and Aston Villa going down. I don't think any of those teams are particularly great. I'm glad that Villa got to stay up, but I think that they're gonna just get walloped this year. I really do. Beyond that, I have Burnley in 17th, Brighton in 16th, Sheffield United in 15th, not to be confused with the great Sheffield Wednesday. I have in 14th, I have West Ham, which is probably a bit generous to them. I think that pretty much all of those teams are interchangeable, I think that's going to be a very tight race between them. In 13th, I have Leeds. I think they're good. I don't think they're great. I don't think they're going to be top 10 or anything like that. But I think they should probably, if they play well, they should secure themselves pretty well above the relegation scrap, hopefully. Beyond that, I have Everton in 12th place because it's Everton. No explanation needed.
Wow, that hurts.
They're Everton. Beyond that, I have Southampton in 11th place. I have Spurs in 10th place. I think Spurs is going to implode this year. I see Spurs being in 15th by Christmas. Mourinho getting fired and then bringing in some other manager who's going to scrape by and get 10th place. That's my prediction. Gareth Bale or no Gareth Bale. I think that actually makes it worse. I do think that Tottenham's golf club is going to do very well. But beyond that, I have Newcastle in 9th place. I think Newcastle has a pretty good squad. All things considered, I think that there was a little bit of adjustment going on with their attack last season, and I think at this point, if they can they looked pretty good towards the end of last season, considering that they scored no goals for the entire first half. So I think if they can have their confidence, I think they can finish well. If not, they'll be pretty low down the table otherwise. Then I have Crystal Palace. I think they're going to do well, but not particularly great as always. But I just think that Spurs and Everton are going to do worse than them. Beyond that, I have Leicester in 7th place. I don't see them being particularly great. They fell off really hard last season. And I just don't see them being great this year. Especially as, last year they were in contention for a Champions League place. I don't see that happening this year. Beyond that, I have Wolves in 6th, Arsenal in 5th place. And then my top 4 is United in 4th, Chelsea in 3rd, City in 2nd, and Liverpool in 1st place. I think City will do well, but I just don't know that they're going to do great things. They made quite a few mistakes last season. I think everybody's kind of sleeping on Liverpool at the moment because they kind of switched off a bit last season. At the end of the season, after they had already won the title, and I think people are basing a lot off of those performances. But when this team wants to win, I think they can win fairly easily against just about any team. So those are my predictions. And with that, we can move over to the games real quick. We'll just run through these. So we're going to start out with Fulham 0, Arsenal 3, the opening game of the new season. Mark, walk us through it.
Okay, I don't really have much to say about this one. First half, Fulham didn't look terrible. They were actually pretty all right. Second half, they kind of fell apart. The Gabriel goal wasn't. I mean, it was. I think it was terrible marking by like Tim Ream or something. But other than that, I mean, it was a great corner by Willian. Willian getting off the mark with 2 assists plus almost getting the assist for the first goal for Alexander Lacazette. Willian had a good game. Gabriel with a clean sheet and a goal. For his first game, that was good for him. And of course, Aubameyang scoring almost the exact same goal as we did in the Community Shield was nice. I don't think this game really is going to tell you much about Fulham. They still have a couple changes that they were going to make. Like I've been reading, Dennis Adoy started and he will not be playing for pretty much the rest of the season. He's going to be a backup. Their front. I mean, Mitrovic didn't even start. I don't know what that. He was coming off an injury. I think this wasn't a. It's not a telling game for Fulham. I think Fulham can still do pretty well after this game.
All right. Well, from there we'll move on to Crystal Palace 1, Southampton 0. I think this game pretty much sums itself up. Wilfred Zaha being the difference between these two teams. I think that's a pretty accurate representation of these two teams. Not much else in it. Moving on to Liverpool 4, Leeds United 3. A lot will be said about Liverpool's performance in this game. However, Leeds came to play. Bielsa had a plan, and he was actually quite upset that his team didn't draw this game. I think he was trying his darndest to get them to do what he wanted to do, and they did very well. But Mo Salah stepped up and did what he needed to do and got that hat trick to see Liverpool over the line in this one. Leeds played well, I think. The one name that I don't see getting called out a lot, but I was actually impressed with, was Jack Harrison. Did very well.
Yeah, Jack Harrison did really well.
He
Chicago Fire made.
He's on loan from City right now, so.
I know, but it was a joke because he played for the Chicago Fire for a grand total of 5 minutes.
Oh, nice! I did not know that.
During the MLS draft. Chicago Fire drafted him and then had him for 5 minutes and then traded him to NYCFC.
Yeah,
stonks.
About that game, I will say, I don't want to say this, but I don't know how to say his name, but Koch, he kind of had a terrible first half. I mean, I think they either just signed him or just bought him permanently from on loan. That was not a great first PL game for him, but I mean, I think it was just nerves and stuff.
Also, not a great first Premier League game from Rodrigo.
No.
Oh, and then I can't believe
that's gonna hurt. I think that's gonna hurt them a lot. That was his first Premier League game and coming on and giving away the penalty that throws the game. I think Bamford is gonna play better than Rodrigo, at least for the first half of the season, because of it.
Rodrigo was also a terrible. He's not a terrible signing. He was a terrible record signing. I mean, he literally scores 6 goals this season, and they bought him for 25 million. What was that?
I don't know. He's pretty good with FIFA.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Anytime I play against the Rodrigo and Ultimate Team, bro, it destroys me.
Okay. I didn't expect that, to be honest. Why? Is he really fast or something?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it actually is kind of dumb.
All right. Well, and then Bamford scoring a goal. He's not the best striker. He didn't have the best numbers. in the championship, 16 in the whole season. And yeah, that sounds good.
I mean, he was
But you
top
realize,
three, top scorers, right?
Was he?
I think he was. He was in like top 3 or 4 for the championship for top scorers.
Yeah, but he did also have. I mean, he had the best midfielders in the championship, feeding him, you know, great passes every game, and he would kind of waste. He wasted a lot of chances. He can't do that in the Premier League. I mean, they had Eddie Nketiah at the beginning of the season to help them out. Like Nketiah himself basically just grinded out a bunch of 1-0 wins by coming on in the 85th minute and scoring a header or something. They don't have that this season. They have Bamford and Rodrigo, so they might struggle for goals. Obviously, this game says no, but
I think this game.
One thing that did impress me about Leeds is that, in my opinion, it didn't really seem like they missed Janssen that much.
Which Jansen?
Their center back, that was their captain, who left.
Oh, where'd he leave to?
He went to Sheffield,
Oh, nice.
but I'm pretty sure he went to Sheffield. But he was like one of their best defenders last season and the season before that. He's a really good player, on all honesty, and I really thought Leeds were going to be missing a lot without him. But I don't know, they didn't really seem too shooken up about it.
You talking about Pontus Janssen?
Yeah.
He was at Brentford last season.
No,
Yeah,
it wasn't.
it was. No, I only know this because I watch HITC Sport, and Irish guy said he would tattoo Pontus Janssen on his body if Brentford went up. They didn't go up, sadly. Not that I care. I just wanted to see the tattoo.
Oh, you're right. Well, I still feel like they're missing him.
Yeah,
They're
probably.
missing a guy they never.
No,
No,
they
they
had
have.
him. They had him before.
He was their captain.
Nick's
Yeah.
just been watching Brentford the whole time, thinking it was Leeds. Like, this team, let me tell you.
He thought Rotherham were Liverpool too.
Oh God. All right, moving on. West Ham 0, Newcastle 2. West Ham is bad. Like
They lost.
I
They lost to Jeff Hendrick looking like prime Mesut Ozil though. So
after about 20 minutes of this, I texted Mike and I said, yeah, West Ham is going down. And he said, it's been 20 minutes. And I said, I don't care. I still think West Ham is going down. This is terrible. And they're playing against Newcastle. Like, they're going to get slaughtered by bigger teams, man. Like, they are bad. They are just really bad. I don't even know what else to say. Like, they just don't have a great team. I feel like they have a couple bright spots, but
I like Yarmolenko.
yeah,
That's about it.
I don't know. I don't think they're that. I think they're gonna struggle when you're going up against relegated Callum Wilson and Andy Carroll, and they look that bad.
They should have lost by more, to be honest. Newcastle
yeah.
did not finish their chances.
Oh yeah,
I mean, they
Newcastle.
did,
And that's the thing. I don't think either of these teams looked great. And with Newcastle not looking great and West Ham still losing 2-0, that's bad news for West Ham.
Yeah.
Because if you're losing to a Newcastle side that is firing on about maybe a quarter of its cylinders, you're gonna struggle.
Yeah.
All right, moving on from there, we got West Brom 0, Leicester City 3. 2 goals from Vardy, both penalties.
Leicester's second half was so good. Of course, I only got to watch the second half because I had a class or something. But yeah, I'm just saying they had a really good second half.
And I mean, is this going to be the norm for West Brom? I think they're going to get beaten a lot. But then again, I feel like I'm saying this about a lot of teams. And again, this is what I'm saying. I think there's a lot of bad teams in the league this year. Like, I'm just going to say it. There's a lot of bad teams in the league this year. Like,
Who's another bad team in the league? I was in the bathroom. Sorry.
West Brom
and West Ham.
Both West.
It's a bad year to have West in your name.
Kanye.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
that too.
Yeah, but yeah, no, West Brom's defensive performance here was kind of shocking.
Wait, do you guys remember when Kanye West tweeted, "I'm gonna fix Wolves," and Wolves just started playing really well?
It was him. But yeah. I don't know. I don't like West Brom. They did sign Ivanovic. Nikki, you might like that.
Yeah, I know. That's why I put them so high, is because they signed Ivanovic.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
I
he's
didn't. I
36.
didn't even know Ivanovic still played.
I didn't either.
Yeah, he's been at Zenit.
They signed a new center back or right back. I mean, I think apparently he's not terrible. I don't know what his name is, but
Dude,
they had. I
the
mean,
Terminator is back in the Premier League now.
who's that?
Ivanovic.
Oh,
He looks so scary. He also
All right.
doesn't speak like any English, even though he played at Chelsea for like almost 10 seasons.
how
He just never. He was like, I just never learned it.
nice. I'm trying to look at West Brom's defense right now. I'm literally only getting. I looked up West Brom defense because I'm trying to remember who their third defender is beside Ajayi and Ivanovic, and I cannot figure out for the life of me. But I keep on getting FPL results.
Bartley, O'Shea.
Harley, God, he's not a Premier League defender. How did they come up with him? Sorry, he
Yeah.
pissed me off at the weekend. That was bad.
Yeah. Their defense is a bit shaky, but let's see if Ivanovic tightens that up a bit. Because that might be a good
Sure.
signing for them. If they can just not get scored on by these lesser teams, they might have a shot.
Leicester teams. Sorry.
But moving on. Spurs 0, Everton 1.
Okay.
Am I wrong about Everton sucking? Or will Tottenham just suck too? Stay tuned for the next episode.
All right, Sheffield versus Wolves.
No. Okay, hold on. Sorry, but okay, Richarlison. What was that, buddy? He missed like everything. He missed everything. It was like watching. I can't even think of an analogy, dude. It was just bad. He could not score.
So I will say that one signing that kind of went under the radar for Everton was the signing of Allen from
Dude.
Napoli.
He was gonna go for 90 million like 2 seasons ago, and they just got him for 25. I think. Like
Yeah,
that is the bargain of the century.
Who?
And Allen.
Allen from
Oh
Napoli.
yeah,
And Ancelotti loves Allen. Like I mean, he had him
Yeah.
at Napoli.
I really like Alan.
Amazing.
Alan's really good.
I mean, he's getting
Yeah.
on in years. He's 29 now, but he's still definitely a very good player.
I mean, their entire midfield is in their late 20s, early 30s. That's not a terrible thing. I mean, I think Allen is the type of player that can play into his 30s. Same with, I mean, Doucouré I think is in his 30s, and he's still really good. I actually looked that up because I don't know how old he is. 27. Okay, yeah, and he's definitely got a few good years left. I don't know. I like their midfield, and Andre Gomez is like 25, something like that. So they got a midfield it'll be good for the next like 3 years or so, at least. I mean, you don't just drop off when you turn 30, obviously.
Sure. And yeah, it's case in point is Ibrahimovic. Still Jamie Vardy. But so I mean, how do we feel about Spurs' performance here? Is this a sign of bad things to come, or is this just a fluke?
I'm gonna say that it was a bad idea to try to whip in crosses for your 5'8" Lucas Moura. He's not gonna win a header. It was like when Roy Hodgson put Kane on corners. But and then also I don't like how Mourinho talks after games. He's just super negative.
I have nothing to say.
Nothing.
I have nothing to say.
No, nothing, bro. He says
I have
nothing.
nothing to say.
Yeah. Højbjerg it should have got a red there, dude. I mean, he started rolling like he saw that he like actually like had a pretty terrible tackle on Richarlison. He got a yellow because he rolled around on the floor like a fish. And then when other Everton players started coming up, Kane was like pushing them away, which really annoyed me. I don't like how the Spurs team is being mean. They hurt my feelings. Yeah.
So, do we want to take bets on who the scapegoat for this season is going to be if Spurs are on fire? Because I mean, there's the
Dumboy?
traditional. Yeah, well, I mean that's already
Yeah.
happened, but I mean he's already gone into the Mourinho banishment. It's being shipped off somewhere, held in a bunker somewhere. But there's
Who?
got to be in Bailey.
Oh, and Dumbledore.
Yeah.
Kane?
I don't think it'll be Kane. Mourinho likes Kane too much. It's
Does
got to
he?
be. Yeah. Oh yeah. He loves Harry Kane.
Sessignon.
Dude, he hasn't even played. Harry Winks?
It could be Harry Winks. Yeah. It could also be one of the wingbacks. I think.
Serge Aurier. I mean, yeah, he's a backup, I guess, but who's their left back? Oh, they just got Reguilon
Yes.
along with Bale.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting. I really think Lucas Moura could end up taking a
Ooh,
shot
that's true.
from
Yeah.
Mourinho if he doesn't perform well.
would say-
Hugo. I think it could also be Hugo because Jose Mourinho doesn't really like Hugo.
Really?
No,
Oh.
I saw a clip from the Spurs documentary where he was just like bad mouthing Hugo.
Was
Oh,
it
yeah,
after
we
him
gotta
and,
watch that this
Son,
weekend, by the
like
way.
threw
Yeah.
hands? Yeah.
We should watch
Yeah,
that
that's
this weekend with Dad, by the way, Nick.
Okay.
Instead of watching the games, we'll just watch documentaries about the games.
Okay, I just have one question because
No.
I still don't know. Is Dominic Sorry. Is Dominic Calvert-Lewin good? I still can't tell. I mean, yeah, he scored 13 goals last season, but he's also Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I think he's good.
To be
I think
determined.
he's fine.
Moving
I mean,
on.
He's
Sheffield
the
United
striker,
nil.
he's the
Wolves
striker for
2.
Everton, so how good can he be?
Exactly.
Still
No,
Everton.
but okay. Sheffield United literally imploded for 10 minutes and then we're fine.
I don't know. I don't understand how Wolves didn't score more. That's my thing.
Yeah, Wolves looked good. Wolves looked very good.
I
Or
felt
should
like
I
they were
say
not as clinical.
Sporting Club did Wolverhampton.
I mean, they looked really good, but I feel like their finishing was not as clinical as it should have been.
True.
A couple of times the chances didn't really fall to who they should have. Like Jimenez didn't.
Raul
he got-
Jimenez kind of missed like an open goal at one point.
yeah, but he didn't get every chance. Like a couple of them fell to like, I think one fell to Den Donker, and yeah, he has scored a couple, but you know.
No, yeah, but I don't know. I think they need to be better, more clinical with their finishing in the future.
All right, and let's bring it home with Brighton 1, Chelsea 3.
I think if you told anybody to pick out 3 players that were gonna score in this game, I don't think anybody would have picked Jorginho, Reece James, and Kurt Zuma.
Well, what about wait, who scored for Brighton? Was it
Trossard.
Dunk? Oh, Trossard.
Yeah,
Okay.
Trossard.
On this game, all I'm gonna say is that Ruben Loftus-Cheek was playing in way too advanced of a role, and he also that's just not how he plays. Like he's just not an attacking midfielder or whatever you try to put him as. Like
So what actually is he? Because I always thought he's. Oh, I was
he's
gonna
a
mix him with
center.
Tom
He's like a defensive midfielder. He's like a holding midfielder, in my opinion.
Okay.
But that's where I think he shines the brightest, and he just did not play well versus Brighton. In all honesty, Kai Havertz, once he's not playing right wing for whatever reason, once he's playing center attacking mid, he'll do fine. Mason Mount played surprisingly well on the left wing.
Mount looked so good, dude.
Mount always looks so good, and it's very odd that he was playing left wing, in my opinion.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna be starting on the right, and they were gonna put.
I mean, I thought
someone else in
I thought we were gonna do I don't even know what we were gonna do, to be honest, but.
Just no.
I don't know if that's gonna
no
mean we're gonna
wide
see-
players. Just
I don't know if
midfielders.
I don't know if Mason Mount on the left is gonna mean that once everybody's fit again, we're gonna see Mount on the left, and I don't even know.
I mean,
I don't know.
presumably
I don't know
it's
if we're
going to
see-
be Pulisic on the left, Ziyech
Yeah.
on the right, Havertz, Jorginho, and Conte in midfield.
Yeah, but Mason Mount, I mean, he's so good. I mean,
don't,
Timo
I don't
Werner-
see how he fits in this team though.
I mean, it's gonna be rotation, really. I mean, we're gonna have so many options. Plus Chelsea. I mean, at least one person is probably gonna be injured at all times anyway. So, Timo Werner, I thought played very well in the first half. He picked up a knock, and that's why he didn't really perform in the second half. But the first half, he played amazing in my opinion. Kepa still sucks.
Yeah,
Surprise.
if Chelsea does lose, it's gonna be on his shoulders, man.
Yeah, like
So I
surprise.
had this conversation with Mike earlier too. At this point, which goalkeepers would you take instead of Kepa in the Premier League? Which goalkeeper?
Not Aaron Ramsdale.
I would wait that are already in the Premier League.
Yes, out of the Premier League goalkeepers, which if I was to say you pick your perfect goalkeeper, which
Dean Henderson.
which goalkeepers would you
Dean
take
Henderson.
in front of Kepa?
Dean Henderson.
I was gonna say I would pretty much take almost all of them.
I would take Dean
Bird,
Henderson.
Leno.
I would take Leno. I would
Martinez.
take Lurie. I mean,
Would you take Matty Ryan?
Probably not.
Okay.
I would. The only goalkeepers I wouldn't take would be like De Gea.
You wouldn't take De Gea over Kepa at this point?
No,
Take De Gea, dude. I know he had a bad season, but come on.
no.
I
don't trust
think
him.
that De Gea is better than Kepa at this point.
Yeah, but that's not saying
I'd
too.
ta- I'd
to be
take
fair, it's not
Schmeichel.
saying too much. Ooh,
I don't know.
Schmeichel's good.
Reece James scored an absolute banger though, of a goal.
Yes,
Mark,
that was
did you
a
watch that
fantastic
goal?
goal.
I did. I really
Okay.
like that. I
Crazy.
mean, he's not going to do that every week, but still, it was really
I know, but it
nice.
was just so random because he
I
was.
thought he
like,
was gonna sky it. I knew he was gonna shoot it. As soon as I saw him going up there, I'm like, he's gonna shoot it.
I don't know.
And he's
Chelsea
gonna sky
defenders
it.
have a history of just walking up the field and then getting the ball like 30 yards out and just going, all right, I'm gonna shoot it. Like Fikayo Tomori did that versus Wolves last year. Remember?
Did he
Yeah.
score?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
He scored from like
Yeah,
35
they do
yards
that
out.
a lot,
and
but I feel like they only really make it maybe like 10% of the time.
I don't know. Fikayo Tomori had one shot and one goal last year. Reece James has had like 2 shots last season and 1 shot this year, and he scored.
At that moment, my eyes immediately went to the players around him who are all going, "Oh, he's gonna shoot."
No, the funniest thing was in that Fikayo Tomori goal last year. You can hear in the replay, you can hear Mason Mount shout, "Don't shoot," before he shoots,
Dude, I love hearing stuff like that.
and then he just banged it, bro. I don't know. This Chelsea team definitely has potential. It's gonna take some weeks, and it's gonna take everybody getting fit again. And I honestly think Thiago Silva is gonna be a great addition to this team, in my opinion. But I just hope to God it's once he actually comes, it's Rudiger, Thiago Silva in the back, and not like Zuma, Thiago Silva. I don't really like Zuma that much.
I don't think there's a good reason to like Zuma that much.
I know.
Would
he
you
just
take
is
Would you take
inconsistent.
Christensen?
Christensen, I
Silva?
would be okay with. I would prefer Rudiger. Rudiger is probably the best center back we have as of right now, besides Thiago Silva.
Yeah, I don't rate Christensen either, though. What happened to
I on
Tomori?
it. Tomori?
Yeah, like,
He's
he just
injured
got
right now.
dropped.
He's
Oh,
injured right now. Yeah. Marcos Alonso, I think, should be starting over Ben Chilwell.
Really?
Yeah, that's my dark horse. pick.
50 million backup?
It's my opinion. I mean,
Wow.
I don't think, and I think Azpilicueta is going to be starting over Reece James. Also, this was in the last 578 games, Azpilicueta has started 576.
Who didn't start him for 2 of those games, dude? That would have been so cool if it was 578 out of 578. I bet it's Mourinho. I don't like Mourinho. I'm kidding.
One of them was Lampard this game.
Bruh. Lampard. What are you doing, bruh?
He's saving him for Liverpool, bro.
Yeah, I know. I was kind of kidding, but
Okay. But I mean, that's kind of all I gotta say about this game is that there's gonna be things that we need to work out, but I think they'll figure it out.
All right, sounds good. Well, that's all the games. Any closing arguments, closing predictions?
Dun, 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 dun.
Arsenal. Okay, hold up. If Arsenal get Hussein Aouar, I think we could maybe squeeze in a top 4.
Oh, I think one thing we do need to talk about before we go. What do we feel about the Gareth Bale transfer?
I don't know. He hasn't played football in so long that I don't even know if it's going to be a good transfer anymore. Really,
I think it'll be they're paying his full wage. If he can play every week, or most weeks, even if he's not even that good, I think it'll still be an okay transfer. And of course, it's just a loan.
I mean, bro, come on. Listen to the boys at EA Sports FIFA. They gave him a 79 overall.
They actually,
Yeah, for FIFA 21.
dude, they
But
gave
what
him,
is his
those,
rating in PGA
golf?
Tour 2K?
Yeah, PGA Golf Tour.
I
Dude.
don't know.
21.
No, but oh, and then Mesut Ozil. I don't know. Sorry, I had to say Mesut Ozil.
All right, cool.
Sometimes I forget he's still at Arsenal.
350K a week. Thank you, Gazidis. And then he left to Milan straight after, so it didn't even matter. It wasn't even a good idea.
I will say I think the Gareth Bale transfer is going to be an absolute disaster. I think Spurs are going to be a train wreck this season. Calling it. Sorry,
Ryan?
Mike.
I love that.
I don't think Mourinho can perform under pressure, and I don't think he's used to not having fantastic players. And at United, I think that kind of bit him, and immediately he turned on his players and went, "My players are not of world-class quality," and look at all the players I would have liked to have had instead of these players because these players suck. And it turns out that's not very good to motivate your team to say, "You guys suck. I wish I had different people." So
Yeah.
I see the same thing happening at Spurs if they start to lose.
And don't forget, he had Lukaku firing on all cylinders. He had Pogba and he had Prime De Gea at United. So, yeah, it wasn't the best United team of the past 10 years, obviously, but still. He had at least a 20 Premier League goal a season striker, plus one of the best goalkeepers I've seen. One of the best goalkeeping performances through a season I have ever seen.
Plus, he had Pogba, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh
I know.
yeah, Pogba exists.
Right. Is he injured right now? I think he is.
I think he's.
I don't know.
What happened to him? He was injured almost all last season, but
Remember, when they were going on their preseason tours, and everybody was we don't even know. The Man United board were we don't even know where Pogba is.
did we ever find him? Is he in danger? Should we send a search party?
He did get a couple of assists after the
I feel
lockdown. I remember that.
I feel like he's just gone. Just disappeared. I don't know, man. All right. Well, this episode has already gone very long. So,
alrighty. Have a nice day.
Thank you for listening. Please keep an eye out for Paul Pogba. Call 1-800 Fixtures Podcast if you have any information to help find him. And we'll see you next episode. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.